Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. We had some technical difficulties, which wasn't on our side. It was actually a YouTube thing. So we're hoping that it comes up and the stream works again. And comment in the comment section if you're seeing everything loud and clear. But we want to get to Abby Phillips real quick because Abby Phillips had to apologize for just blatant lie she told on CNN. And these people, that's what they do. Whether they're a writer, you can't blame it. They just telling lies. They have a vested interest to lie to you. And by the time they come around and tell you the truth, you already believe the lie. The lie made it halfway around the world. But before we get there, I want to tell you guys about Synergy. If you're looking for a day drink, which means an energy drink that you drink during the day, and it's a delineation between the two. This is not an energy drink like the traditional energy drinks that pile caffeine into your body and give you nothing but sugar and caffeine. That's called an energy drink. This is a daytime formula that gives you sustainable energy throughout the day. Therefore, you don't have cortisol levels that are so high you can't sleep at night. So we give you good day energy, and then we also help you get a good rested night sleep, all natural, no sugar, virtually no calories. So it's very good, healthy, clean, sustainable, total energy. I think you should go today. Hit the link, look at the reviews, money back guarantee. If you don't love it, if it don't change your life, we'll get your money back. All right, let's get to Abby Phillips real quick. This was the actual lie that she told on the news. Now, some may say it was a mistake. It's a lie. And I don't know if she did it or the person wrote a teleprompter did it, but either way, it's a lie. We got to stop babying these people. You lied. Roll the clip.
Up next, 2 Republicans say Muslims don't belong here after an attempted terror attack against New York's Mayor Zohran Mamdani, and the House Speaker Mike Johnson says nothing really to condemn those comments. Another special guest is going to be with us at the table when we come back.
All right, so then she goes on, after she makes that statement, she then goes on and apologizes. Here's her apology. I want to correct something I said last night. The bombs thrown in New York City over the weekend was ISIS-inspired attacks, or by ISIS-inspired attackers, was thrown into a crowd of anti-Muslim protesters and not specifically targeted at Mayor Mamdani. That wording was inaccurate, and I didn't catch it ahead of time. I apologize for the error. Let me tell you why I think it's bull shenanigans. Don't you find it interesting that Abby allegedly made a mistake like this, but also CNN made a mistake the other day that they had to retract? I don't think it's coincidental. This is tactical. They go out and do something bad and then apologize later, but by the time they apologize, the damage is done. That's like me slapping somebody and knowing that I want to slap them, and I know I'm going to slap them, but I slap them and say, oh, I'm sorry, it was an accident. I didn't mean to do that. No, but you already slapped the person. You don't get to take the slap back. You guys already disseminated false information and tried to dumb down that these idiots were inspired by ISIS. And let me tell you why they did it. They did it because they believed Mamdani is on the same track that they are on, that they're going to downplay this because it makes Muslims look bad, which they should look bad for doing stuff like this. And Mamdani being a Muslim and a radical, and his wife being a radical Muslim, I mean, all of this is bad. And God's side, I interviewed him, and he talks about, and he wrote a book about suicidal empathy. They're trying to blind us from acknowledging this suicidal empathy. That means that we're so willing to capitulate or not care about our own safety that we're willing to have people in our country that want to kill us, want us to die, want death to America, and want to take over America, and want to end Christianity. And I'm not saying every Muslim is like that, but what I'm saying is that ideology is prevalent. And the only reason we accept it because we have and believe and exemplify suicidal empathy, and it's mostly coming from the people on the left that are mentally retarded. And I'm just being quite honest with you. All right, let's get to the next statement. Clip 102, roll it.
Is there a line anywhere right now on Capitol Hill or elsewhere in the Republican movement when it comes to anti-Muslim?
I can't speak for Mike Johnson, but I would say we've had 2 terrorist attacks here in the last 10 days.
What does that have to do with Muslims?
So can we condemn those? Why are we?
Of course. What does that have to do with Muslims?
What does that have to do with? What does that have to do with Muslims?
There is a radical strain of Islam that's led to these terrorist attacks. Obviously, the vast majority of Muslims are
people with terroristic ideologies here and all around the world. What does that have to do with whether Muslims belong in American society as a group?
See, and this is where they get stupid and try to deceive you and manipulate you. If this was any other group but Muslim, they would be literally on TV crying and begging for Donald Trump to deport these people. The Muslim radical ideology has no place in the United States of America. If you want to be an American, assimilated American person, and you still believe in Islam, and you're not practicing none of that foolery, then that's fine. You got Christians that claim to be Christian and they're not really Christians either. They just show up on Sunday. And some of y'all Muslims ain't really hardcore Muslims anyway, and you just, put your head on the ground and do all that other stuff, wrap yourself in blankets just to be saving face, trying to act like you're a part of a deep religion, and when you ain't following none of the tenets when you at your house or anywhere else in the world. So you got fake people all the time, but you need to assimilate to American culture. And if you don't, we don't want you here. I think, and it's the honest to God truth, that Muslims should be banned from coming into America for a period of time until we can re-engage with how do we make sure that these fools aren't getting radicalized or coming over into America trying to take over, having their deployment of, we're friendly with you, and then they turn into terrorists and they trying to strategically do things. Mamdani is one of those people, and he's made it to the mayoral position, and that dude is a terrorist. He's a terrorist sympathizer, and let me correct it. I think he's a terrorist sympathizer. He's terrorist adjacent. He believes and supports all the negative things that Muslims are doing around the world. The most dangerous religion in the world is Islam. Now, that don't mean that every Muslim person is dangerous, but the religious ideology, you can't find another religious ideology that's beheading people and spawning off all these groups like ISIS and Hezbollah and all this other stuff. What other religion is doing that? None. So therefore, importing people into our country from the Middle East should be banned until further notice, until we can figure out how do we prevent these things from happening, because I think there's going to be more sleeper cell terrorist attacks that's going to happen in America. These people are already with the mentality that they're going to do suicide bombings and stuff. And the moment you find a Jew doing it, the moment you find a Christian doing it, the moment you find a Catholic doing it, the moment you find Jehovah's Witness doing it, a Mormon doing it, a Buddhist doing it, then come talk to me. But until then, I don't see people beheading people in the name of their God in modern history other than Muslims. There has to be something there. And I like to say this again, and not all anything. Not every Muslim is a bad person. Not every black person is a bad person. Not every woman is stupid. I'm talking about the ones who are perpetuating what I'm saying. All right, let's get to Nicole Curtis. I don't know what this white lady thinking going on Breakfast Club. I almost feel like as a white person trying to defend things that you say against black people going on Breakfast Club is like pointless. These black folks don't want to hear you do nothing but make yourself look bad. They don't care. They're hypocrites on this show anyway. Not everybody. One girl I like on the show. The rest of them hypocrites. But before we get there, I want to tell you about Verdict real quick. If you're interested in high-end bourbon, when I say high-end, it's the quality is high-end. We doing it at a reasonable price. We could have charged $90 for this bourbon. I'm not gonna lie. But we wanted to make it affordable so anybody who's a bourbon connoisseur who love bourbon, they can have access to it. You must be 21 and over, drink responsibly. But this is the best bourbon that I've ever tasted. Go look at the reviews. Every time we do a tasting anywhere, and we're starting in Scottsdale, anywhere in Scottsdale, people are blown away. We just got ourselves in one of the biggest restaurant chains in the entire United States of America because somebody tasted it and they think it's absolutely phenomenal. So I'm telling you right now, if you like bourbon, you like a good bourbon, go to verdictbourbon.com, verdictbourbon.com. We're already in restaurants. We're in the Belmont. We're in the Inns. We're at Ambiente Resort. And so we're working on more. So when you go to these places, tell them you want Verdict. Or if you want to buy it online, hit the QR code or go to verdictbourbon.com. All right, let's get to Nicole on the Breakfast Club. I don't know if y'all remember the clip. I'm going to show the clip real quick of what she said so you remember who I'm talking about. Roll the clip.
Oh, fart nigger. What the that I just said? Nick, you gotta, can you kill that?
Roll that back.
Oh, fart nigger. What the that I just said? Nick, you gotta, can you kill that?
All right. So let me explain this before she explained herself. This is my thoughts on that. And I feel like white people need to stop or shouldn't have to lie about them saying the N-word in their off time. I think white people say the N-word just as much as black people privately. Especially if they listen to rap, they rapping and they saying the words to the song. But then in public, they have to be fake because the Fabergé egg of society, the black people, can't handle another person using the word they use every single day, even if it's in a rap song that they wrote and they sing to in front of their white friends. So white people got to live in this constant state of being fake. If you say the word, you say the word. I think that woman says the word, she hears the word, she jokes about the word, she may not have any negative intent with the word, and therefore when she say a phrase, that word comes out in her phrase. But she does have a pretty interesting explanation, which made me think differently about what she said. Listen to what she said on the Breakfast Club. Roll it.
Now it says you use the term fart digger and fart knocker. You used those terms before?
So fart knocker, yes, absolutely. Fart digger.
What's up with you and farts?
You know what? Again, do you have boys in here? Do you have boys?
Yeah,
okay.
I have 2 boys.
I have 1.
Okay, so boys talk about farts all the time. Okay, so and again, I can't swear on my show. Okay, so yes, I've made up these crazy words.
If you said fart digger, the amount of times that you said, I just feel like you should have released that 1,000,001 times because it just seems like it's something that you've said before because it just came out so naturally.
And fart digger sound like you playing it all day. Why?
Yeah, that's a little nasty.
That's another conversation.
No. And
why
again,
would you just be digging
I
in
don't
random
have
asses?
crazy.
I
Digging
don't have a rhyme or reason of the words that I make up. Like I say nonsense stuff all the time. I mean, and again, like even when I edit my shows, right? And I'll be editing my shows and I'll be like, just finish what the you're saying. Because I go off on like this and that and I'm off the cuff. I'm not scripted.
So were you trying to say something else in that moment?
Absolutely.
Because you say fart digger and fart knocker.
I say all that. No.
What I can say is I understand you.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Let me finish. I mean, oh my God. I'm sorry.
You see what I'm saying?
No.
That's why
I'm
they
just
feel
in the
comfortable
middle
using.
here
That's why
again,
they feel
see?
comfortable using.
You use that term because it won't be like
she
you.
should feel comfortable because anyway, listen, I understand you apologizing to your kids first because my thought is some of them are in school. You know, you got your 28-year-old, but you have kids in school.
Yeah.
And they may have black friends, you know what I'm saying? And for them to see their friend's mom use the term and then they could be bullied for that, they could have to pay that price.
Well, I apologize.
All right, I got to interject here. Y'all know I was finna come in on this one. The truth here should be you do not need to worry about what black kids' parents need to be telling them that it's just a word. I cannot stand, and both of my kids are biracial. I cannot stand when black people are crying about a word that they use every single day of their lives. Words that they listen to, and they have zero qualms with Mexicans using it, and Samoans using it. I swear, God is my witness. You go to the neighborhood where Mexicans at, they say the N-word all the time, and somehow that's fine. But white people say it, you want to cry and go back to your founding fathers. And like, it's stupid to me. So start teaching your kids that it's a word that only have the power that you give it. Let her finish.
To them because I have, like, that is just like, we live in Detroit. There are a couple people. I don't even know if I can say. Can I say, am I in the hood? I don't even know. You know,
so your best friends are black and you live in the hood.
No, but I'm listen.
And she
I'm not,
usually says, "What up, though?"
Well, I will say this.
I want you to live your truth.
No, and what my truth is I would say I live in Detroit. I am a Detroiter.
So I'm trying to figure this out. Hold on. What are you trying to prove here by
I'm not,
when you keep saying you're from Detroit and you're around rappers and your best friends are black?
Okay.
And, what are you
saying?
saying?
I told you that was going to come back and bite me in the ass.
But look, I
said
what I'm saying.
that.
Yeah.
That's going to happen anyway.
No, I know.
But I'm asking her, what is she trying to say?
No, but I think it's a learning moment for you because we don't have the privilege to not understand what we're saying, why we're saying it. So even in this moment, you may not mean anything by saying I live in Detroit, but even if you didn't get caught saying the N-word on this video, it still would come off as very privileged and very unbalanced because it's different for us. And that's what we're trying to have a conversation.
Shut your stupid up. I want to cuss so bad. Shut your stupid asparagus up. I can't stand black folks like this. We don't have the privilege. Yes, you have the privilege to get on here and say a white lady wrong for saying a word that you say every day. You have the privilege to act like white people are the devils and project something on them that may not even be true. Yeah, I'm sick of black people like this. Every white person have a privilege. No, they don't. There's poor white people in the country. And just because you white, these black folks so silly. Just because you white don't mean other white people treat you well. White people, Negroes, you know the communities that y'all Negroes don't live in that's just white people? You think all of them just get along. And you think they all kissing each other's butt and rubbing each other's backs. No, they don't. In an all-white neighborhood, an all-white country, there's going to always be people with privilege and people without. What are y'all saying? I'm sick of black people acting like all of us are just downtrodden. And we just, massa. That was hundreds of years ago. Massa, can I eat there, massa? Like we just sitting around up under the white man thumb every day. It's sick. It's sickening to me. Even back in slavery, they act like black people were slaves and all white people got along. No, dummy. Most white people didn't even have slaves. People that had slaves were people that had money. They wasn't just saying, oh, Tony, come over to the house and eat. You know what? Let's share our wealth together. What? God, I can't stand these people. we got like one more minute and I got to get to the last story of the day before we go to the post-show clarity. Roll it.
And I agree with Lauren, and I would also add, do you think sometimes privilege makes people think they can say anything?
Oh, absolutely. I don't say that word. I know
N-word.
that. But the R word or any other word
what
that hurts.
What is this R word you keep referring to?
How do you not know it? Yeah, I know
what it. Because
you might use it.
I don't use
Okay, well, it's used to describe.
What is the R word,
it was used to describe people.
It's retarded, yo.
Thank you. Thank you, Jess.
Like saying farting it and then coming to a black radio show and trying to explain yourself about it. That
is retarded.
Yes.
Right, there you go.
Yes.
You know what? And you know what? You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Nicole,
You're right. I came here to have an open conversation, and I didn't have to.
Nicole,
yeah.
And honestly, I respect that you.
But I don't.
I
I would say, please don't use that word. And then I would explain to people why I don't want that word.
I agree, and I would say, please don't use
exactly.
the
And when
N-word.
people have said that around me, I'm like, don't use that word around me. Do not. We don't use that word.
Imagine hearing them together. Can you imagine? Your brain would just.
All right, I think we're done with that story, but that woman didn't mean nothing by what she said. I know it, you know it, anybody with a brainstem know. That woman meant nothing by what she said. And it's sad that a white woman got to go on a black show and try to explain herself when she didn't mean nothing by it. It slipped out or whatever the case may be. Everybody say stuff they don't mean. And yet, this woman got to get on there and try to save face to these ignorant black people. It's crazy to me. But I got one more ignorant black story, and this is one with a good black person and a dumb black person, which is, it happens, right? Not all black people are silly. It's a lot of smart ones, and they just get overshadowed by the dumb ones, all right? But I want to interview this young lady, but before we get there real quick, I want to tell you real quick about Tatum's store. If you're looking for incredible merch, we got a whole bunch of really good stuff on. If you go to Epic Fury 26, you get 20% off. And obviously, members, you get 30% off if you are a part of the Commander, I think the Commander tier. You'll get 30% off the store, and that discount will be sent to you at another time. But if you're on the store right now, you want really good merch, you want trendy merch, Tatum Store has you covered. And if you're a veteran, if you are a truck driver, we have special discounts. If you are in low income, like all of that, we have special discounts on Tatum Store. All you got to do is go to the tab and look for it. TatumStore.com, TatumStore.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, I only got about 12 minutes here. I want to jump right into this. This young lady went viral on social media because allegedly her friend quit being her friend because she supported Charlie Kirk and she supported only women being in women bathrooms or female bathrooms. Roll the clip.
First of all, I don't get into all these titles. I stand up for what's right. I don't get into Republican, Democrat, liberal, socialist.
You cannot get into
I stand for what's right.
You cannot
Women
get into it, but I
should
like to
not
let
be
people that
in.
align
I'm
with
sorry,
you.
men should not be in the women's bathroom.
You
I don't give a fuck if you're liberal,
You need a title.
Republican,
You need
Democrat,
a title.
blue, white, green.
Anyway, Republican. But you need a title so you can understand who you align yourself with. That's the point.
Okay,
The same way how we could all have the same.
So if you're
color.
saying that you are a Democrat,
I'm saying I'm a socialist.
I'm sorry, you're saying you're a socialist and you're calling me a Republican. I never put that on myself.
You didn't have to.
You're calling me a Republican.
Put that on yourself.
So does that mean
the
that
way you
we're not
act,
equally yoked and that we shouldn't be friends anymore because you're a socialist and I'm a Democrat? Even though I think we both are human beings who want to stand for what's right.
I think you're putting it in a sense where I would think to myself, maybe we shouldn't be friends.
Okay, so we should.
Because you just. Put
So we shouldn't be friends because you're a socialist and I never once claimed to be a Republican. Anything.
No, but you have the same
You're putting
point.
titles on me all because I said one.
sorry.
I didn't know what
I would
non-binary
never
was.
talk to a person that I actively know listens to Charlie Kirk. I wouldn't.
He's dead.
Doesn't matter.
Sorry, rest in peace.
Listen, I would never. I'm sorry. I would
So
never.
you would never be friends with someone who listens to Charlie Kirk?
No.
So if I said, I would never want to be friends with you because you listen to Linkin Park.
Okay, then period.
That's crazy.
I think it's okay to say that you don't want to be friends with certain people. I think that's fine.
No, that's valid.
Yeah.
But are you saying you don't want to be my friend because I said I used to listen to Charlie Kirk?
Yeah.
I used to listen to Charlie Kirk when he would have college debates. Have you ever watched any of them?
I think he cuts them off when he wants to cut them off. And I think in the same...
I was going to interject, but because I don't want the clip to be too long. It's only like 40 seconds left, y'all. So, but you know how ridiculous this is? As you notice, and this is perpetual in relationships, the people with common sense tend to be the Republican conservatives. That says we can disagree and still be friends. The Democrats or the leftists are the nut jobs that say, I can't be your friend because you don't believe everything I want you to believe. I know a lot of y'all out here feel the same way. I have never unfriended a person who was actually my friend in real life. I've never unfriended them because they are a leftist. One of my best friends, and I'll fight anybody over my best friend. Y'all, if you ever go to throwing hands, I'll throw the hands for my boy B. He used to post stuff, Black Lives Matter stuff, before COVID and all that. And I'm like, I don't agree with that. But we still boys, and I'll still fight you over them. That's just the way it is, bro. We don't have to agree on everything. We disagree. And if I cared enough, me and you could chop it up about it. But other people will say, because you're a Republican, I can't be cool with you. And it tells you that one side they're sane, reasonable, people who have thought through things enough to become Republican. And the other ones are emotional. That means that you challenge internally what their emotional stability. And so now they can't even be around you because it challenges them in a way they don't want to be challenged. They're not seeking truth, they're seeking emotional validation. Let them finish.
This is how, like, when I say something and you cut me off, that's the same thing he does.
But I never cut you off. I let you speak.
You've done it multiple times, babe.
So you're saying,
you know, cut me off when I'm saying something.
So you're saying you don't want to be my friend because I used to watch Charlie Kirk's debate videos?
I'm valid in saying that. I think it's okay.
No, you have every right to say that. But I'm saying, you're saying that you don't want to be my friend because I would watch Charlie Kirk YouTube videos of him debating college students?
Yeah, I think it's okay for you to say that. Yes. I think it's okay.
So is this like an end of a friendship right here?
Maybe. Possibly. Likely. I don't know.
Only reason I played that video because I know a lot of y'all go through the same stuff. You have people in your life that are stuck on stew head. And so all they do is operate in emotions, listening to things that are not verified because it makes them feel good on the inside. If they feel like, because the crowd is saying Charlie Kirk was a racist, and so they feel like, well, in order to be friendly with people and be liked by everybody, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon of that Charlie is racist. I'm not going to do any work to determine if Charlie was actually a racist or not. I'm just going to jump on the bandwagon and say, I want to be on the favorable side. I want to be on the side where everybody likes me. So I'm just going to go along and get along with no verifiable proof whatsoever, and I don't even care if I'm right or wrong. I just want to be on their side. That to me is asinine and silly. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. We're gonna jump over to the member side. We're gonna jump over to the post-show clarity because I got a lot of stuff that I want to talk about for the members, and I can't get to it on the show. So we're gonna talk about a little bit of policing and some other things on the other side. So if you're a member, jump over. If you're not a member, join the membership, and let's finish the conversation on the post-show clarity. Hold the phone.